You know, some people age like a fine wine, and some people age like a can of special brew left on a hot windowsill. Whichever one you are, get ready to talk about those pesky little emotions of yours, because it's time for another episode of I've Had a Rosé, Let's Talk About Feelings. Please welcome your host, Sam Lake. It was me the whole time. Sorry, I didn't see you there. Welcome to another episode of I've Had a Rosé, Let's Talk About Feelings, where me and a wonderful guest enjoy a beverage of their choice and talk about something that they are passionate about. And today my guest is Hannah Platt.
Was that a good? I did have hair to toss. Though,
Yeah, I didn't, and I tossed my hair.
Yeah, it was
toss.
It was very good. Yeah,
thank you.
I feel like whenever I do that, I feel like, oh God, yeah, you are doing Glinda.
Until all of the racism against the animals kicks off, and then she's just Glinda.
Yeah, yeah. I went to go and see it on a date. And, yeah, because we were like, we've heard it's gay.
It's not straight.
It's quite gay.
Yeah. But
it was just kind of like any time like they like lingered for a moment, we were like, oh my God, so gay.
That's always what it is with like if it's I'm gonna say the word lesbian. If it's like a lesbian romance, but it's all just like sort of suggested, it is a lot of just sort of like long lasting stares and like the occasional brush of the shoulder.
Yeah, just like looking or looking over her shoulder.
I think that's like full penetration for lesbians, the equivalent.
So we went to go and see it because we thought it was gay, but oh my God, so much singing.
I feel like there were clues for you before that it was a musical.
I know, but like straight away is a lot of stuff.
Had you seen the stage show?
No. Because I've heard there's a lot of singing in it.
There is a lot of singing.
But I just didn't like, I don't mind like if there's a musical and it's a story and every now and then a song is inserted into it. But I hate the way that it does this it starts to be a song.
I don't think Wicked is that. I think you're describing something like Les Mis, which is a sung through musical, which means they're singing all of like the conversations as well.
The whole of Wicked is them going, I am seeing a boy and he is blah 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 blah. It's like conversation, but it's just the me and Bach bit is
right. Okay,
that's a chat.
Now that's yes, that's a conversation. It's just because she says it so sweetly, and then you can't say the word Bach, the name Bach. Is it B-O-Q? B-O-C-K? B-O-Q.
It's B-O-Q.
Bach. There's no way to say that in a graceful, dainty way.
I have also heard that a way, like, I'm not often attracted to a man. But if the way I was going to get over a man that I was attracted to is if you try and insert his name into that song.
Oh, really?
You know, if you're like, me and Steve.
I guess so.
You'd have to go out with like a Horatio, and that should be against the law anyway.
Should be a crime, so, yeah. We deserve each other, me and Michael McIntyre.
Is that your celeb crush?
Yeah, it's definitely just a crush and not something that really happened.
Oh my God.
It didn't.
Is this like behind the blinds?
It didn't. If it were to happen, it'd be on the wheel and I get very motion sick, so it just wouldn't work.
It'd be on the wheel. I'm guessing this is a show that he
Have you never seen The Wheel?
I do not know.
The Wheel, and it's like, basically, it's what if celebrities helped a normal person answer the questions on a quiz show, but to add like a fun twist, they just spin all of the celebrities quite fast before every question. Yeah.
No, I don't know of any of Michael McIntyre's prior work after Mandro.
Yeah, fair enough. So basically, when he hit his peak, you stopped.
Yeah, I was like, well, it can't get any better than this.
The Wheel is good. If you sort of like, if you put him to one side, it's quite fun. Because Gemma Collins, you know, her vision is based on movement. So if you put her on a big wheel,
that's pretty good.
She goes like, where am I?
That is a lot of Gemma Collins' career is just falling down, being spun around, hitting a dog in the head with a carrier bag.
What?
What? Do you not know this?
She hit a dog with a carrier bag.
Yeah. Have you not seen the clip? It was on her reality show.
Yeah.
the GC, and she was just swinging a carrier bag round.
I have
and it
seen
just
it.
Walloped her dog.
I
in the
have
face.
seen it. Do you know what? For every dog that she hits, she also hugs a tree.
Is
on
that
the
part of
podcast, she's
her?
just like, do you know what? I just think everybody should just go hug a tree. I start my day just hugging a tree, and I just think it does wonders for your brain.
I've been told by my therapist that if you talk to plants, it makes them grow better. So
Really?
I've bought a little aloe vera plant, and I'm flirting with that plant.
Oh, really?
Every day I'm like, oh, you're going to go big and
Yeah,
strong.
get that all nice and wet. Yeah.
You're all going to be all juicy and thick with your aloe.
That's a succulent if I ever saw one.
Yeah, I do wonder when you're meant to see results, or if it's just like, it'll just be in 5 years and I'm still be like, oh, fuck that plant and it's dead.
This relationship's going nowhere. Should have made off with that cactus whilst I still could. Well, how are you in general?
I'm all right. I hate the winter.
And this has been a rough week or two.
For you guys in Scotland specifically.
Well, yes, this is the old Central Belt.
I didn't want to be like, oh, I'm so glad that I'm not there this weekend because I wouldn't be able to come up. But it's very good for me.
I think that is a valid thing.
Yeah, I just feel like, well, that was great. Like, COVID was a good time for me, but you can't say it.
No, I quite enjoyed COVID. No, because it eliminates the fear of missing out, because you can't miss out on anything because nobody's allowed to do anything.
I had the fear of it starting up again.
Oh, yeah. You had a foisua.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had that.
Classic.
Because I was just like, oh my God, when everything starts up again, no one's going to give a shit about what I'm doing.
I feel the same way when COVID was a thing. I guess it is still a thing, but when we were all at home, I kind of felt like it was Christmas. Because when it's Christmas and you're like, oh, I wonder what all my friends are up to. I know what they're up to. They're at home for Christmas.
Yeah.
So they're not doing anything.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah.
They can't do anything, or it's illegal.
Yeah. COVID is Christmas. You heard it here first.
A COVID Christmas.
COVID Christmas. It is bloody cold though.
But
it's very cold.
I think as well, because I'm not the most mentally well of people, but this year has been like a good year.
Right. I'm only going to confirm that because I've heard you talk about it on stage, not based on any observations I've made independent of that.
I feel like the only times that we have talked have been when I've been trashed because I have no other confidence otherwise.
I think we might have been in Assembly Bar, and I think Chloe was there, and I think Josh Jones was there.
I think you tried to wind me.
Come again?
Oh no!
Did I try,
no!
Did I try to burp you like a baby?
You tried to crack my back.
Yes.
That's what it was. I just remember you hoisting me up for quite a while and me being like, it's not doing anything.
Yeah, because I couldn't hear anything. And normally this works on people, and all that tells me is that you probably actually still have quite a healthy spine.
Yeah, or there's just not enough of me for you to be like walloping about.
I'll just say I did it to Chloe once, and she like, giggled and then fell to the ground.
Oh, I thought you were going to say...
the release was quite intense.
I thought you were going to say she giggled and farted, and I was like, that's cute.
If that happened, I'm not aware of that. I'm not aware if Chloe's a gassy person.
But that was, our Assembly Bar was you just cracking everyone's back, but it not working.
No, it wasn't working. Wasn't working on anybody, and I was really trying.
Yeah, you really were. I think it was also because I think I was the last one up to the plate. You were like, this is going to be the one.
I gotta really give this a good old heave-ho. Nearly chucks you off the balcony.
Yeah. What a time.
What a time. Is the spine good now?
Yeah, I'm just, gassy now, but fine.
You're welcome. Well, shall we have a little sip of something just to sort of like warm up, get us in the mood? Mm-hmm. Now, we've got you a low alcohol white wine.
Yes.
A low alcohol white wine. Now, when you said it, I just assumed low alcohol meant no alcohol.
I just meant
low alcohol is actually like it's a thing. It's legally anything between 5 to 9% in the wine world is a low alcohol.
Below, like the average would be about 13, right? So I just meant less than that.
Less than that.
Yeah.
This is a 9.
Lovely. That's like a strong cider.
If you were having a cider, yes, but it's wine.
But that's what I mean.
You could have a pint of this and be fine.
I'm more equating it to I'm a wine drinker around a lot of beer drinkers.
Okay.
So,
do you ever feel judgment about that?
No, because I'm a little girl.
You're a tiny girl.
Because I'm a tiny girl. This is literally one of the only things that was good about being a girl growing up was that no one would really judge your alcohol choices.
Right, okay.
You know, because if you're a lad, it's like, you go drink beer, or whiskey, be a man.
Petrol.
Yeah, drink something that tastes awful.
Yeah.
You know, and it's brown.
Because it tastes better as you grow up, but when you're a young lad... Your taste buds are not developed. Beer tastes like yeast. Whiskey tastes like fire.
Yeah. Also, I don't think it does taste better as you get older.
Do you not think?
I think it's just you've just gotten used to it.
Maybe.
Because to me, it still tastes like bread.
People say that about olives.
Oh, I like olives.
I don't.
Oh, you don't?
Don't like olives.
Well, you don't have to. That's the thing.
But I feel very pressured.
It does feel. I feel like from the outside looking in, I would be like, "Oh, Sam likes olives."
Do I give off olive-loving energy?
You give like, I'm used to the finer things. With my 9% wine,
I do own a robot vacuum cleaner, so I guess you're not wrong.
I've been on the wheel.
I wish I was on the wheel.
Is that like your career, you know, when you've made it, when you've been on the wheel?
If that was it, that would be sad.
Yeah, but I don't want to
Imagine if I was like, I got on the wheel, that's it.
Quit.
I'm killing myself right now.
I mean, don't go that far. Don't be like, it can never. Tomorrow can't be any better than the wheel.
Did everything else in my life. Got on the wheel.
Yeah.
There's no need to go any further.
Oh, I feel like
Peace up, A-Town, as they say.
I feel like that with House of Games.
Were you on House of Games?
No, I don't want to go on House of Games because I feel like, I mean, obviously would still go on it, but would feel stupid.
Oh, and I will send this clip to Richard Osman.
I feel like I'd feel so dumb. Because it's not...
I've no problem with that.
I feel like every time I watch it and there's comics on it and they do like a bit of banter, everyone's like, that's not what this is for.
Yes, because no matter when a comedian is booked for something or put on something, they will feel the pressure to be funny. Even if it's like, I don't know, what's the place that you shouldn't be funny?
Mastermind.
If you have a giggle on Mastermind.
Yeah, because it's, you know, it's serious.
It's very serious.
But it's promo, isn't it? Because you're like, well, people are going to see me on it. I feel like, is no one watching Mastermind and be like, I've never heard of Tanya Moore, but she was hilarious on Mastermind. Like, what?
We'll just throw that name out there.
Only because she was on Mastermind at Christmas?
She was on Mastermind. So was Olga. Olga was on
was
it.
She?
Her special subject was American Pie. Didn't miss a single question.
Jenny Frost's one, because my mate Abby was on it with Jenny Frost, and Jenny Frost's special subject was Peppa Pig.
Oh, okay. But she's got kids.
Yeah, but I feel like there should be a level.
Do you think?
Yeah, like American Pie is like, at least there's a few of them.
There's a back catalogue.
Yeah, but it's a film about fucking a pie.
No, that's just the first one. You know, in the gay version of American Pie, he fucks a quiche Lorraine. Which I've always thought was fun.
I'm so thick that I was like, there's a gay version.
There genuinely is, and Graham Norton's in it.
What, you're not doing a bit?
No, I'm not doing a bit.
I thought this would be your Mastermind bit.
No. He's doing like, I think if I were on Mastermind, it'd probably be Drag Race or Eurovision that I would have to do questions about. Something gay. But there is a gay version of American Pie. It's called Not Another Gay Movie. And it's basically American Pie, but everyone's gay. And Graham Norton is in it, and he plays an Eastern European foreign exchange teacher who, I don't want to say what he does in the film and whether it's appropriate, and I don't want to judge anyone for anything that they might be into. I'll just say it involves a glass table and someone underneath that glass table.
Oh, I thought you didn't want to say because of spoilers. I was like, that moment.
No,
passed.
I just don't want people. Let's just say he's not playing Boggle. You know,
sure.
Yeah.
The mime wonders.
Yeah. People forget he for a while had a little career in America.
I didn't know this.
Yeah, doing his chat show, and then he sort of picked up some acting bits.
Oh,
yeah.
The closest. So I'm guessing that is a bit like Not Another Teen Movie, where like it's just parodies of all that kind of stuff.
Yes, but it does have its own like story. It's not like parodying a bunch of movies like that kind of thing. It's just parodying. Yeah, it's just Quiche Lorraine. Yeah, and his mum, like the guy's mum is a drag queen, and then like there's like I don't know, there's other gay celebrities in it. It's not bad.
Sure.
Yeah.
I have never seen Scary Movie 1, but I watched Scary Movie 2 in the gap between Christmas and New Year because I was watching every film Tim Curry has ever been in.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah.
And he is in that playing like a creepy professor who's studying nightmares.
Something like that. Something like that. Yeah.
He's too good for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's the best. I watched Garfield 2 again.
The noughties were a bit of a crazy time for everybody.
I feel like life has been a bit of a crazy time for Tim Curry because he's not in many good things. He's brilliant in all of them, but he's in a lot of shite.
He's in a lot of shite. Maybe he just says yes to whatever. I feel like he's got a very devil-may-care attitude to...
He's brilliant in all of it, but I watched a lot of sequels.
He was in Home Alone 2. He
was in Home Alone 2, very good in Home Alone 2. Garfield 2, played like a bit of a gay cat.
He loves the sequel.
Just the sequel.
Won't do the original, but will do the sequel.
And also, because I was watching all those films, he's only in the second one. So I hadn't watched the first Garfield, so I picked it up.
He's a cat.
He's a cat. And Tim Curry is his British counterpart.
Okay. I've never seen either Garfield, but I'm aware of
spoilers.
Garfield. Sorry. Can I ask you then, do you have a favourite sort of brand of low alcohol wine?
I just kind of go with whatever is on offer. That's why I was like, when you were like, can I get it from Sainsbury's?
Just because that's other supermarkets are available. Not that I think we have to worry about that on this show, but just because that's the most convenient. We've got, producer Claire went out and got this. It's called Flight. It's the classic Brancott Estate, and you know it's the Brancott Estate because there's a little sheep upside down on the thing.
Because it's from New Zealand and it's on the other side of the world.
That's very clever. I was going to say that it's because the sheep is drunk.
Good.
But how could it be? Because it's low alcohol wine.
It's had too many.
Yes.
Cool.
It's a Sauvy B.
Yes.
I'm excited to try. I'll ask you a question whilst I pour.
Oh, okay.
So when you're having a white wine or any kind of wine, does that put you in a particular mood? Like when you're having a sip of it, how does it make you feel?
It makes me feel like I'm gonna have more. Because this is my this was my issue. That's why I was like, have a low alcohol white wine. Because I did try January. It's technically still January, but this is low, so it doesn't count.
Not when this comes out. So
okay. Well, yeah, it's fine.
I'll just, for the ASMR, just everybody.
Ooh, yeah, go.
Yeah.
Just going to make everyone need a piss.
If you're driving, please pull over and have a wee on the side. Or, I mean, if you've got a bottle, I don't know, whatever.
Operating heavy machinery.
You've said piss. It does look a bit in the mug.
Oh, you need more water.
I actually think I've had too much water. I think I need some electrolytes.
Oh, okay. There's none in this, probably.
I just need to make it very clear. It's genuinely low alcohol white wine, and this isn't like a prank where I'm making you drink my piss, because I feel like that's something that someone on YouTube would do, but not me.
I didn't even think of that, and now I really
But you were talking
that.
about it like it was my piss, and I was like, my piss is great. It's not this.
If this was your piss, you've drank a lot of wine today.
Just drink from the mug.
It really smells of wine. So if it is, that is another thing that when I drink wine, the next day I'm like, I've clearly drunk a lot of wine.
Because of the piss?
It just smells a lot of wine.
Oh, yeah, it does.
My piss does, I can confirm.
Because one of the previous guests, their drink of choice was a cup of your piss.
I know who that would be.
Now, what do you make of this one?
I really like it.
It's weird. It almost doesn't give wine.
Do you not think? I think it tastes like gooseberry.
Gooseberry?
Yeah.
Can you make a wine out of a gooseberry?
No, but it is a flavour. You only make wine out of grapes.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it would be a different drink.
Okay.
It'd just be gooseberry juice.
Gooseberry juice.
Yes.
Yeah. It's got an interesting bouquet.
Does this mean you don't like it?
I will drink it. That doesn't mean I like it or don't like it.
I quite like it.
Yeah?
Yeah, because my idea was that after I did Dry January, because like I said, when we have only met when I have been drunk. And that is how I meet a lot of comedians, because I have no confidence.
Especially because that was at the Fringe. So if it's like, I'd say past 9:30, almost everybody, unless they are a sober person, has had a drink.
Yeah, and if you're in assembly rooms, that's the place for that.
It is the place for that. I ended up in there a couple times. Don't remember how I got there. Don't remember how I left. But I was there.
I always feel like when I come out, I'm like, oh yeah, we're in like a university square.
Yes. You go outside
confusing.
and then there's like students heading to a lecture.
Yeah, because it's quite decadent inside.
Inside Assembly Bar?
Yeah.
Decadent.
There's a staircase.
And you follow the staircase, leads to a big old ball pit full of Ferrero Rocher.
And toilets that are impossible to get out of.
Yeah, they're very confusing.
Oh my God.
And
the amount of times that I've been like, I live in here now.
Yeah, you just accept it. Make a pillow out of toilet paper.
I feel like I've had that too many times where I give up like immediately. If I can't unlock after trying twice, I'm like, this is me now.
I live here.
I live in here now.
I live here. What am I going to do? I guess I'll just have to drink my own piss. Good thing that I'm used to that, and that's already a thing that happens.
Good job that everyone else really enjoys that as a beverage already.
I guess I'll set up a small business from in here. It's fine. Yeah, you do get. I assume that's why when I'm waiting for those toilets, some people seem to take an awfully long time to find their way out of the cubicle. It's definitely that they're struggling with the lock.
That's why there's more than one person in there, because they're in there to assist.
Yeah, they climbed over the top and they were like, oh, now I'm trapped in here as well.
But I'll help you. We'll support each other.
Exactly. And then like when they do get out, they're so emotional. You can tell they've had a little cry because they're sort of like sniffing and like, you know.
What could we mean? What a hilarious jab. I remember once when I was living in Liverpool, as I want to do, because that's where I'm from.
Right.
And
I hadn't gathered.
I was living in a house with a bunch of, it was all Chinese students. There was 8 Chinese students and just me.
Okay.
So, and they didn't speak amazing English, and they would leave notes for each other, but it would be in like Mandarin, and I didn't know what it meant. And I'd be like, does this mean don't use that microwave? Or does it mean use the microwave? It's great, you know? So there was just a lot of that. And I remember one day I was in the shower and it had like a lock on the shower. And then
on the shower itself?
It was like a separate room with just a shower in, where you locked yourself in.
Yes.
So then you couldn't be seen by the other people in the house. Ooh. And
just for listeners, Claire is here, but she's not like in the studio bit. She's out there. And I think, Claire, are you okay?
I dropped my phone.
She dropped her phone. She's fine. She's fine.
Did you do it from the height of straddling the radiator?
Hey, where people feel the cold is their business.
And she feels it from her incredibly low vagina. But I remember once I was in the shower, and I got out of the shower, and then the lock came off in my hand. And then the other side of the handle fell out the other side. And I was like, and the door is just shut, like locked, and there's no handle.
Oh, so the thing inside stayed where it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I had to, it was suddenly like an escape room where I had to just be like, hello, for ages until someone walked past. And again, it's so hard to describe what happened in English to a native English speaker.
Oh.
Then to try and talk through a tiny gap when I'm panicking and naked. And I'm like, we need to work together to put it through the mechanism and turn it at the same time. And the reward for you is I'm in a towel and it's awkward now. Oh. Yeah, that was bad. It was a bad time.
Escape rooms would be a lot easier if you could just shout, "Can you let me out, please?" That would be less of a challenge.
I feel like next time, if that ever happened again, hopefully I'll be in better digs where it won't happen. But
I really hope you get locked in a really fancy toilet. Like in Hollywood or something. Do you like the wine then?
I like it.
Good. Well, as we're continuing to have a sip, let me know if you need a top up. Should we talk about your passionate subject?
I would love to. It is getting trapped in in various toilets.
Your subject is burlesque. Mm-hmm. And I will make it clear, we are not talking about the film Burlesque starring Cher Christina Aguilera.
I haven't even seen it.
So when somebody comes up to you and says, "Wagon wheel Watusi," you have no idea.
I do know that is what that is from.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I didn't watch it because at the time I was being a burlesque dancer.
Now that is so cool.
You didn't see it, Sam. It really wasn't.
No, the statement "I used to be a burlesque dancer" is cool.
It's if you say it out of context and it's not me saying it, it is cool. But also at the time, because Burlesque, the film came out, and our Lord and Saviour Dita Von Teese said it's not burlesque.
About the Cher Christina Aguilera
film.
Yeah, it's not.
She was like, it's not. I hate that it has that. So we were all like, well, we're taking a stand up. We're not watching it.
You boycotted Burlesque?
We all boycotted Burlesque. And also it just meant that everyone and their mums who started Burlesque in like Primark, knickers and pants was doing a chair dance to welcome to Burlesque. And it was a lot.
Okay, but to be fair, like, I do feel like that song, the one that Cher sings, Welcome to Burlesque, she does actually describe what you would see in a burlesque club, like all of the different types of acts and stuff, and like, oh, this is what she's like, and this is what she does, and these two do these things.
Yeah, but when it's one woman, you're like,
yeah, it's basically her just saying that, and then you never see it. And then Christina Aguilera essentially auditions to become a dancer because they don't believe in live singing, and then they save the club, something to do with air rights.
What?
Literally, the pivotal scene is where Christina Aguilera says to Cher, "Have you ever heard of air rights?" And then they walk into a man's office and then they convince him to buy some land so that this guy can't like tear down the club and then put a skyscraper on it.
So it's about like property development.
The plot is as good as that film Showgirls. Have you seen Showgirls? Yeah.
Okay.
So I would say
mainly about something else is what you're saying.
Showgirls, I think, is a bit more. It gives a little bit more burlesque-y.
They're kind of in drag and
it's Vegas-y and tits. Tell me about your other life then as a burlesque dancer.
Oh, right. So I loved it, and I always liked burlesque and like pin-up and stuff like that. Right,
yeah.
And I used to dress like that all the time. I was insufferable.
With like a victory curl or something like that?
I was insufferable in a way that it was like I was like that 24/7 because I thought I remember coming to the Fringe and being in Edinburgh and wearing like fetish heels all day, every day on like the cobbles and like walking around.
What is a fetish heel?
Like when your foot is like in an uncomfortable arch.
Oh.
So it's like
it's just like a very high heel.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
But
okay.
in a way that it's like a normal person wouldn't wear that.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
It's a say something shoe.
They're meant for lying down.
I'm going to be honest. Most of the times when I'm lying down, I'm not even wearing socks.
I don't think that that's the. It's not for like lying down and watching Real Housewives.
Reclining on a chaise.
Yeah. Or things happening at you.
The weight of the rod has just got too much, and you just have to lie down.
Everyone else is doing things for me, and I'll just wear my fancy shoes in the air. I've
been locked in a toilet by the Chinese. Oh.
Not by the Chinese.
I'm pretty sure that's what you said.
That story just takes a horrific turn.
People think it's about TikTok. No, they're just locking people in toilets.
The time when, not talk about burlesque, but the time that I realised that I had to move out of that place was there was a fire. There was a fire and I was on the 3rd floor and I opened my door and it was like thick black smoke.
Like an actual fire.
And I was like,
not a
fuck,
false alarm.
Fire.
Wow.
And I went outside and there was me and these 8 students. And I was like, what's happened? Like, what's going on? And they were a bit like conversing amongst each other on what to say to me. And they went, it's fire.
Just so calmly.
And I was like, I need to leave.
It's just fire.
They were like, oh, it's fire. And I was like, I got that far on my own. There's a fire engine there. So I was like, I'll probably leave if they can't.
Leave, just in case.
If we can't have a chat about how fire started. But yeah, burlesque.
Do you think they started it?
They did, but not like that.
Oh, right. Okay, it was an accident.
Yeah, it was like a pan or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, they would just harm them more than it'd harm it. What a way! Again, that's a long way round.
Yeah,
to get rid of me.
It's the James Cameron approach to fire starting.
Burn the whole house down to kill one woman.
Yeah,
and I'm very small. I look like a victim anyway.
you were saying that out there that you like to have stuff to do when you're traveling for gigs in case people think you're homeless with your suitcase.
Yeah. Just because I think that people are like, she's got nowhere to be.
She's got nowhere to be.
So I'm like, oh, I've got to look nice and stuff like that. Because if I look scruffy, people will be like, can we help you?
Well, that was why it started, because I said that you look very stylish.
Yeah,
today.
yeah, it was not. It was a compliment. You weren't saying, you look homeless.
Yeah. Oh, have you fallen on hard times? We'll judge you up before the record. It's fine. So sorry. So, Burlesque, how did you get into it then? So you were sort of living every day sort of as someone who's really into that style.
I really liked it, and I did. All of my friends did burlesque. So I was like an 18-year-old who had no friends who were my own age.
Okay.
All of my friends were like burlesque dancers who were in their 30s and 40s.
All right. I think that's kind of cool in a way.
It was cool just because my mum was very like, you're not allowed to go out and do stuff. Like, you know, you can't go out and drink with your pals or whatever.
Oh, okay.
But because my friends were like a lot older, she was like, oh, well, they are responsible.
And they've lived a life, so they'll like look after you.
Yeah,
They'll teach you a thing or two.
Yeah, so I think it was like, it was more like, oh, you can smoke weed with these women because they're not just going to be like, and we're too fucked up and we're just going to leave you on the street somewhere on your own. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I started doing it because it was like, I was really into it, and then kind of was in that kind of, I don't want to say scene because that makes it sound like it's club kids in New York. It was just, there was a scene. It was like 5 women in Liverpool. It wasn't like I was hanging out with RuPaul.
Some scenes are bigger than others.
This one was tiny.
So did you have a stage name when you did burlesque? Are you allowed to share it, or would you rather not?
I can. It's just embarrassing, especially because now I feel like if I tell people I did burlesque, they're like, what would that have looked like?
That is an upcoming question. Like, what did you do? But I mean, I think I knew 1 or 2 girls at my school who then went on to try burlesque. And I couldn't tell you what their names were, but it was almost something definitely taken from like Gossip Girl or something, like someone taking off a pair of stockings and calling themselves Blair Waldorf or something. So what was your stage name?
Right. I'm small.
Okay.
I'm getting my tits out.
Can I guess? Petite boobies. No.
It was a little bit more creative than
okay.
that.
No, okay.
It had alliteration.
Oh, was it little something?
No.
Tiny something.
It was a first name, right? Because
it was a proper name. Okay.
In burlesque, everyone calls each other by their stage name. So I learned early on that if you call yourself like something, like I did shows with Dirty Martini, who's a really cool burlesque dancer in America, but she just goes by Dirty. But you're just like you're just having a drink with her, and you're like, oh, Dirty, can you pass me that?
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, well, I can't be something that's not a name. So it was a name.
It was a proper name.
Yeah. I'll give you one more guess, and then I will tell you, because otherwise it's just you going,
Yeah, I feel like it's a bit like a really slow game of Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah. Oh, you love wheels. So.
I do love wheels. Maybe I'm horny for wheels. That's my burlesque act. I assume it's not your actual name.
No.
No. And you would have chosen something that maybe phonetically sounds quite different to your actual name.
Cute.
Susie.
No, it was Minnie Melons.
Minnie Melons.
I was adorable.
Oh, and you got your melons out.
It's melons. They're small. My name's Minnie.
So would everyone call you Minnie?
Yeah.
Did you like that?
I liked it better than being called dirty. Like,
Who was calling you dirty?
no, because if that's like your first name on stage is just what your first name is. So I've still got mates who I know from doing burlesque, and I don't know their real names. I just know like what they're called on stage.
I guess like if you worked in an office and it was like a law that like, you know, you had to have like a business name that could be whatever you wanted, you'd never know any of your co-workers' names.
Well, I guess it's like in comedy, if someone has a stage name, I don't necessarily know. Unless it's something ridiculous.
Unless they tell, yeah. Oh, unless, like before a gig, you go for dinner with them and then you split the bill and you pay for it. And there's like, oh, just monitor me, that's fine. And then you get a payment and be like, who the fuck is this? I love it when that happens. Yeah.
I do like it, if someone pays you for a gig and it's like, it's from Robert. And you're like, who's that?
Yeah. Robert. Oh, you mean Comedy Cum Dump. Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I love that show. Are you doing the Comedy Cum Dump on Friday?
Yeah.
But yeah, so it was Mini Melons.
So Mini Melons. And where would you perform as Mini Melons?
All around the towns and that. It's like it's kind of like comedy in the way that you kind of do what is available to you.
Whatever the scene has.
And some of them will be ones where you're like, oh my God, this is so glamorous. And this is like, oh, I'm in a big theatre and this is really cool. And some of them are in Blackpool.
Pub function rooms.
Comedy Cum Dump.
Yeah. Shout out, I'll be at Comedy Cum Dump in Llandudno next week.
It would be in London.
It would be. I know it would be.
Or Skegness.
Skegness. Getting skeggy. Yeah.
I hate it when people call it skeggy. I'm not even from there.
Do people do that?
Yeah.
I've literally never been to Skegness.
I have done the Butlins in Skegness.
Oh, you were just saying.
Yeah, and people call it skeggy Butlins.
Skeggy butts.
Skeggy butts. That's horrible. That'd be a good burlesque dancer.
Yeah, I was just
name,
thinking, Skeggy Butts.
Yeah, please welcome to the stage, Skeggy
Butts. So, Mini Melons, she's taken to the stage. What if I'm watching a Mini Melons show? What are you doing?
What you can expect is not good dancing. Because I really loved like the look of it, and I really, I wanted to be like those women, especially because I was dead little. My whole thing in my mind was like, oh, I wanted to look like an adult woman. I never wanted to be like a little girl.
No.
So I really liked that it was like about creating your own, and also like with body dysmorphia and stuff like that, having that, woe is me, etc. That's all of my Edinburgh show.
I do like that joke you have about body dysmorphia.
Thanks. Is that about Thessadola? No. Just
I
because you
have
did
seen
the voice.
that one.
Just because you did the voice.
I have seen that one as well, but no, it's
but
like,
that's not very good.
that was quite not your best. You should take it down. No. I mean that one. What is it? Body dysmorphia. It's if you've not heard of it. It's when you're really fit but humble about it.
Yeah, it's like niche. It's really hard for me to have.
Yeah.
No one else has it. It's really hard work. I don't even know I'm hot. But I think that because it's all about like creating a look. So even if you're like, oh, I don't like what I look like, no one in burlesque pretends to look that way. It's a bit like drag.
I guess that becomes a bit like your brand. Like you're known for looking a certain way, even if you like each performance wear something different or do style yourself a little bit differently. There's things that, oh, that's like Mini Melons. She always does like that sort of style.
Yeah. She always falls down like that. Because I liked that side of it. I really was like, the dancing bit won't matter.
Okay.
It turns out it did really matter.
When you say really dancing, because I know Dita Von Teese. I know
personally.
Personally. Yeah. I know her real name.
She's been on the pod. It's Heather.
Michael McIntyre. Oh. Yes.
Her real name is Heather Renee Sweet. Why would you bother?
I think Dita Von Teese is a good name, though.
Yeah, but Heather Renee Sweet. Ooh la la.
I'm going to say this. Heather Renee Sweet sounds more like American, whereas Dita Von Teese is very European.
Yeah, French.
Yeah. Well, because she was on stage at Eurovision for Germany one year.
She was
in 2009. Miss Kiss Bang Bang. yeah. I love that he was singing a whole song. Oh, Miss Kiss Bang Bang. That man, gay. And then
I was mainly just in it for the Dita.
The Dita of it all.
I was like, wow, it's Dita Von Teese.
And she's like one of those celebrities who's randomly done like. She's done like that Masked Dancer program.
She has.
She's also done Dancing with the Stars, Strictly Come Dancing, but in France. For some reason. She just decided to do it in France.
She's also been on CSI.
Has she?
Yes.
As herself?
She was a burlesque dancer who was covering up crimes.
Dita. Was her name Dita on the show?
No, it was something else. I can't remember. It was something like that. It was like,
Melons.
oh no, she was cosplaying as me. Her name was like Rita Von Squeeze or something like that. It was really, I'm not even making that up. It was it was like a pastiche of her.
Okay.
And
all right.
The big reveal was she's doing like her martini glass, and then the guy who's the detective, who's falling for her, sees her, and then he's like, "Oh my God, you get your tits out. How can I ever love you?"
Oh my God, it's the woman in a glass. Oh no! What if you could drink a lady?
I can't go out with you now because you've shown your boobs.
Showing your boobs and you sort of but not your fanny, but like
you can't be doing that.
No, but you're getting all wet. I was going to say the martini glass I think is quite well known. I think if people think of burlesque, they think of her and they think of her doing that. And it's a kind of thing and setup that I think like lots of celebrities and films have copied as well.
Yeah, she trained Cameron Diaz to do it in Charlie's Angels.
Charlie's Angels 2, Full Throttle.
Yes.
Yes.
Also starring Tim Curry.
Oh my God. No, he was in the first one.
Oh, okay. Fine.
Finally, we found one film that he did the first one of.
Yes. Why wasn't he invited back to do the second one?
He was killed.
Was he?
His character was dead.
He is always the evil guy.
Yeah.
Because he's
gay,
got like a great voice.
or evil. Or both.
He's normally not gay in the films. He's normally like ogling a woman.
In Home Alone 2, he sort of, doesn't he like sneak into the bathroom and then Macaulay Culkin tricks him into thinking he's watching an adult man in the shower?
Yeah, but he's not been like, whoa. He's been, I don't know, I was French.
No, we go back to his own room and then...
He wasn't like, ooh, this is interesting. He was more like, I don't believe that there is a man in here.
Yeah, okay, yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Sorry for trying to add some queer rap to Home Alone 2.
We can't speculate on Tim Curry's private life.
That's so true.
Because I've tried and I can't.
And he doesn't like it.
You really can't find anything about what he is attracted to.
So you're burlesque act. So you're not known for your dancing.
My legs have never straightened in their life.
Really?
Yeah.
You're not the stretch in the back of the knee.
I was just kind of flouncing about.
Hey, a flounce is, that's fine.
You know, in the way that like when you've watched Dita on Miss Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
Yeah.
And she's just kind of doing...
She's just kind of like on the piano and
she's just kind
has
of
a
doing
little
a bop.
walk. She gets her steps in.
But Dita Von Teese is like ballet trained and can like do the splits and all this. I couldn't do any of that.
So what did you do then?
Just flounced about a bit.
Just flounced about a bit.
I made props, right? So one of my props...
We did props, okay.
So one of my routines was I had, and also it's good. This is where it's good being short and small because all of your props, they look life size because it's like you're small, so it doesn't have to.
Oh, okay.
So I had like a rail, a clothes rail.
Yeah.
And I put that up as high as it would go, and I put a shower curtain on it. Painted on the shower curtain mini melons.
Okay, yeah.
And then I was like, oh, I'm in the shower. You can see my hands. I'm in the shower.
Oh, okay.
And then I came out and I'd made a dress out of a towel.
Okay, fun, yeah.
And then I did like a dance where I'd take the towel dress off and underneath that I was covered in like bubbles all over my underwear.
Right. When you say bubbles...
So I had got Christmas decorations. You know when you get like baubles that you can like split open and they've got like sweets in them? You're not a crafty guy?
I don't know.
You know,
I don't think I've heard of these.
Just like baubles that are clear plastic, and you can pop them open, and they got a little treat in them.
Okay. Yeah. Clear plastic. Yeah.
So that was a long way round to just say clear plastic.
Like the dress that Lady Gaga wore.
I was absolutely going for that.
Right.
But with Amazon Christmas decorations and hot glue.
Plastic's plastic.
So I hot glued them to my pants and my bra.
Yes.
And that was like, I've just been in the shower and I got bubbles all over me.
Oh my God. They turned off the water. I couldn't wash it off.
I mean, this is a lot of burlesque as you go in. Oh my God, I didn't know you guys were here.
Oh my God, I didn't know that's where my tits were.
Oh my God, why am I wearing a full face of makeup and lashes in the bath? But I didn't even know this was happening today. And then my whole idea was then I would like go behind the curtain, and then I had like a lever on the thing for when you're packing your clothing rail away.
Yeah.
Where I would flick it and then it would fall to the floor, and then I'd be naked.
Oh.
It was very hodgepodge.
Hodgepodge burlesque.
Yeah.
When you say naked.
You know, like you would have pasties and like a thong.
Right, okay.
I remember once my ex-boyfriend told me after a show, he was like, your tampon string was hanging out the whole time. And part of me was like, how does that help anybody, Jacob? Like it's done now, isn't it? I was furious because I was like, well, now I just feel embarrassed, but I can't go back in time and tuck that in.
Oh, just because you're doing burlesque, you suddenly can't have a period anymore.
Good point.
Yeah.
Feminism. Would never have had hairy legs or anything like that. I remember this is the thing that stopped me from doing burlesque because I did it. I would often come up to the Fringe and do it every day for a month. But the last year I did it, I was doing like 5 shows a day or something like that.
Right.
And I just remember that I was so irritated because like, you've got to like any stubble or anything like that. You're like, well, I'm on stage, I can't. So all of me was always like really shaved raw, and I always felt really itchy.
Did you shave or did you imac, the cream?
But I'm not doing it there.
No, I used to do it there.
Did you?
Yeah, it took quite some time.
I remember when I was, because I was a little hairy girl, and I remember there was Own Clothes Day, and I imac'd my arms.
Oh.
As like a weird act of self-harm. Because I was like, they can't see me. I can't be hairy. I'm a girl. They already make fun of me. I can't be hairy.
They're just this smooth naturally.
Yeah, so I just imac'd my arms, but up to my elbow. So then I had like hairy...
But were you wearing something to cover up to that point?
So I just kind of like, it just kind of looked like I had a hairy 3/4 length.
Does it look like you'd run out of imac?
Yeah, no, it was a choice. I was like, well, once it gets to the elbow, you won't be able to tell because that's a joint. But you can tell. And it just looked like I was...
joint.
Yeah, because I was like, oh, that area, it stops there. You know when people are like, oh, strippers only strippers shave past the knee. That was what I was told when I was younger.
Strippers only shave up to the knee?
No, only strippers shave above the knee.
Oh, right. Okay, that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
They're all wearing shorts.
Everyone else does it, but strippers have like big, thick hair.
Yeah, lovely. Well, some of them must do.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
But I was not one of them.
Did you ever encounter male burlesque performers?
Yeah.
I'm curious because I've only ever heard of one that a friend told me about, and it was something to do with that he would come out dressed as what? Oh, I'm trying to think of like the correct way to say this. We wouldn't use this word anymore, but when it was described to me, they said that they would come out dressed as a stereotypical chav.
Oh, okay.
And then
you were going to say something so much worse.
Oh, God. Well,
I mean,
I didn't tense there.
I didn't have a word in my head, but I was like, what could this be?
If you want me to say some more extreme slurs, subscribe for the bonus content of the pod. No, and he would sort of take off his sort of like Burberry tracksuit elements, and then he'd pull down his pants, and then on the cheeks would be tassels, and so he'd like make them spin, but it was his bum. And that was it, I
There
think.
was a lot of weirdly. I mean, not weirdly, but it just so happened to be that I feel like most of the male burlesque dancers I met were from Scotland.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Are we big in burlesque here?
Yeah, there's like a good burlesque scene. Well, there was when I was knocking about.
Right.
But yeah, there was like a lot of male burlesque performers, and a lot of them would either kind of do. Act as if like, oh, their nipples were also female nipples, so they would be like in solidarity.
Yeah. If they're I get that. Okay.
Or it would be they would come on in drag and then like strip off. I remember once there was a burlesque dancer who we did tea in the park, and he came on dressed as and was really beautiful in like looked like a really fit woman.
Yeah,
and came on, and it was tea in the park. Like late night, and it was all like lads, like boozed up, and he went on, and everyone was just like, oi, like really like this is fit bird getting her tits out.
Oh, that's fun though.
But part of us was like, are they gonna go mental when
get angry
because
when
the
they
whole
realise,
reveal,
yeah,
because that was like the whole joke of it was a reveal that it was a guy. And we were kind of like, oh my God. And it felt really tense. And then when he revealed that he was in fact a man, they all were like, yeah! It was, they were like,
good.
Fuck yeah! And I was like, oh, thank God. Because that could have gone, that we were very much going to be like, that was going to be, it was going to commit a hate crime. It was going to be quite bad. But it was quite cool. But yeah, so that was another side of it would be like, oh, drag burlesque.
Sure. What was sort of what was in your mind? What was your best performance?
Oh, it might have been my little shower curtain.
Yeah, that was the first one that came to mind.
Only because it felt like there was elements there, and my whole thing as well at the end of it, because a lot of dancers would like pop a bottle of champagne and then like douse themselves in it, and that's still like a standard thing. Whereas I got a bottle of talcum powder that I had rhinestoned, and I poured that all over me.
So you're just very dusty.
Yeah, and also like it's quite cancerous, isn't it?
I think if you breathe a lot of it in,
I mean, I was pouring like a full tub of it all over myself.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that is apparently now like loads of my friends who know me from that time are like, whenever they smell talcum powder, they're like, oh,
that's nice.
Your boobs.
Oh, Minnie Mellon's dusty boobies.
Your little dusty titties.
Dusty titties. So to wrap all of this up then, can I ask, when you did burlesque, when you're on the stage, how did it make you feel?
So when I first started, I think that the thing that you've got to remember is that when you're a teenager, you're very in your own head and you're very obsessed with like what your feelings about things are. So I started when I was 18 and I really hated how I looked. So to me, it was like super empowering to be like, I'm going to like be myself, and I'm going to like, well, be myself, be Minnie Mellon. I'm going to be myself with a completely different name and face.
But there's still elements of it. I get it.
Yeah, and it was like, and it made me feel really like liberated and great. But then as I did it for a few years, and I wasn't good. That was the thing. I wasn't good at it. But I noticed that I was getting I was suddenly getting work, but I was getting work over like my mates who were older than me or weren't white or weren't able-bodied.
Right.
And I was a bit like, oh, this is the thing that like, I don't like how I look, but it is kind of like European beauty standard to be like thin and white and like little and do your makeup in like a traditionally attractive way. And I'm able-bodied and all of that.
Yeah.
So then it suddenly made me realize that I was like, to everyone else, you look like a normal skinny girl. So maybe this isn't liberating to watch for other people.
Right.
And I think I kind of got what I needed from it.
Okay.
And there was also the last year I did it when I was itchy. just itchy
my itchy
for a month.
Final year of burlesque.
Itchy for a month with my tampon string hanging out. One of our shows was in the room right before John Kearns' show where he won the main award.
Oh, right, yeah.
So every day he would have, and I loved comedy, every day he would have like all of these really famous comedians being sat in the audience, like holding their chair before his sold out audience came in for his award-winning show. And I'd just be like hoovering up glitter. in like a dressing gown and
just going, no, it's talcum powder, not what you think.
Yeah, and like I like Nish Kumar would be making polite small talk with me because I was like in my bra, being like, and I was like, I hate this. I was just suddenly like, I want to be a comedian. And also it felt really stupid that I was like, I didn't want to talk to these mainly blokes that I like doing comedy, being like, I know who you are, by the way, and I like your stuff. Because they'd be like, okay, naked girl. Like,
Is that when you discovered that you wanted to be a comedian instead of a burlesque performer?
Yeah, because I'd wanted to do comedy for ages, but I was like, that's scary, but I will be naked on stage and dance about, and that's not as scary.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, people don't know when burlesque is good.
Interesting. But there's a very obvious feedback loop with stand-up.
And also, everyone in the room knows if comedy is going bad.
Yeah.
Like, if there's silence, you're like... And even if you like it and no one else is laughing, you're like, but this mustn't be good because no one else is liking it.
Yeah.
Whereas when burlesque, no one's really seen that much burlesque. So when you're watching it, unless they like fall over, you're probably like, oh, okay, well, you clap at the end.
It's probably like the type of thing where like people go and see it and be like, oh, should we go to a burlesque show? I've never gone to a burlesque show before.
Yeah, yeah.
And so they go and like their first time watching it, they can't assess if it's good or bad. They're still sort of working out if burlesque is a thing that they like. So like,
I'd probably turn off a lot of people. You're so welcome, people. I've saved you so much money going to see burlesque shows.
Well, what a fascinating look into the world of burlesque. Would you think Mini Melons will ever make a return or no?
Fuck no.
No. But Tita Von Cheese or whatever you said, Rita Von Squeeze.
Rita Von Squeeze.
Yeah. We have one last thing to get to on this show. And that is a full recreation of your Mini Melons routine done by me.
You'd be so cute.
I think I would really show some people up. The last part of the show is a segment we call Quickfire Feelings. I've got 5 random things here and I just want to know how they make you feel. You can use as many or as few words as you want to sum up your feelings, but just sort of off the top of your head, how do these things make you feel? Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. How do you feel about dark chocolate?
Awful, no. Once when I was younger, I really liked it, so I ate too much and then threw up. And then since then, that was the sticking point.
That's correct. When guests are here and they say like, oh no, I actually quite like dark chocolate, I go like, that's interesting. How do you feel about badgers?
Indifferent,
no strong feelings?
I don't think I've ever seen one in real life, otherwise made
I don't think I have either. And it feels like a silly thing to go to the zoo for.
Everyone else wants to see like the lions and the zebras.
Yeah, the lions, the pandas, and be like, have they got badgers?
Have they got something that's probably just about?
Yeah. How do you feel about touching water? Because if you come into contact with it, you will turn into a mermaid.
What?
I know, Cleo, the condensation.
Yeah, you were doing this outside and I didn't know what it was.
Oh, it's from a thing called H2O, just add water. It went quite viral on TikTok.
Oh, I don't have TikTok.
It's basically just, do you not?
No, I'm an adult woman.
What's that like?
I think that all social media is really bad for your brain and
I've never heard anyone say that before.
No, but it's like, I just wouldn't have any of it if I didn't do comedy. You got to have it.
Yeah.
So then when a new one comes, I'm like,
oh, now we've got to skeet on Blue Sky, and then you got to tie up all your threads. Can I just send everyone a fax? That's what I would like to do.
Can everyone own a machine just to receive correspondence from me?
Yeah. We'll look into it. Maybe we can start a new social network.
Yeah. Just Hannah and Sam News.
Yeah. That's it. It's literally just us. We're the only people allowed to put... Oh, I actually think that is Truth Social, Donald Trump's one. I think we just invented a right-wing social media platform.
Okay. Yeah.
Oopsies. How do you feel about wearing just one very big earring?
No. You're like a pirate.
Okay. All right. Not even like a fun, like what if it was like a dealy bopper at a disco ball?
No, only if you are getting photographed and from one side of your head and they can't see the other one.
Oh, okay.
So they would just assume that another one was on the way.
You respect the balance.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, it's too piratey and I'm not into pirates.
Yes. And finally, how do you feel about pop-up greetings cards? Open it up and then there's a little pop-up thing.
Oh, what a waste of time. It's just I don't think we should do cards anymore. Just a text would suffice.
What does your grandmother give you £2
They're all dead.
Oh.
What a way to end this.
Well, did you get inheritance?
No.
Oh, because that's sort of like the ultimate money in the card.
Yeah, no. I only ever get them from my mum, and my mum likes the ones with like poems.
Not poems.
Poems. You know the ones where it's like they've got like a little inlay and you have to turn an inside page because there's more. She loves them.
I'm not saying poetry is evil, but I could probably buy a card that has a poem in it that says that poetry is evil.
Yeah, on Moonpig.
Yeah, it's a card that
It'd be like edgy.
I've written myself, and it just says poetry is bad, and it makes me mad.
That rhymes.
Sorry, your grandmother passed. Well, that's it then. That's the end of Quickfire Feelings, and that's the end of the show. Oh.
Well, you just reminded me of my dead nan.
Oh, okay. Do you want to talk about it?
No.
My mum's dead.
Oh, my dad's dead.
Right, it's not a competition.
But
Hannah.
I've won.
Yeah. But, well, no, I mean, my grandmother and all my grandparents are dead.
Oh, okay. Well, why'd you chance your arm on mine being alive?
I don't know. There's not normally a competition I have with every guest.
I don't believe you.
Who's got the most dead senior relatives. Have you had a nice time?
Yes.
Apart from the dead grand stuff.
I didn't really mind that.
Okay, fine. Is there anything that you would like to share or plug for our listeners? Where can they find you? What are you up to?
Yes, I'm doing a show. I'm doing a little tour. I'm doing a little tour of my debut show. I hate calling it a tour because that feels like the world tour, you know.
The world tour.
It's just
at the
like,
O2 Arena.
I'm just doing it at some places I like and in London as
Lovely.
well. So I'm doing, but for Edinburgh, I am at Monkey Barrel.
Yeah.
I'm at Monkey Barrel in March.
In March.
I should know what date it is for
That's fine. Is it on a website, on your social media of some
it's on social media. I think it's like the 23rd of March. I should know. That's awful.
29th.
What is it? 29th. That's so bad. Did you just Google it? Thank you.
Well, definitely go to that show whenever it may be.
It's on the 29th of March. I know that it's at 8:00. It did well. It was nominated for awards.
It didn't
very well. Win any of them. But
I
you know
might come
what?
along.
Yeah,
Because I live here and I could come see it.
and it's good. It's funny. It's about body dysmorphia,
Great.
but it's a laugh.
Can't wait to find out what that is. Yeah.
It's exactly what we said.
Oh, yeah. We already
Yeah,
talked about it, didn't we? Yeah.
I don't know how hot I am.
Oh, no.
But neither do the people watching that because I'm facing the wrong way. I need to be that.
You did say, but I think you probably look fine.
Now I do.
Yeah. Yeah, just face that way for the rest of the... Great. Lovely.
Oh, it's fake.
Just as I do the... the podcast is real. The plant is fake.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lovely. We're really dragging out this ending.
Yeah,
I'm so sorry. Definitely go see Hannah's tour if it is coming near you. Follow them on social media. What are you on social media?
Yeah, I'm on Instagram. It's Hannah the Platt.
Hannah the Platt. Is there already a Hannah Platt?
No, I'm just Hannah the Platt on everything.
Hannah the Platt.
Yeah.
Hannah the Platt.
Yeah.
Great.
There's no story. I wish there was.
That's
for this exact
and that's
point.
okay.
Thank
That
you.
is okay. I also have a show here at Monkey Barrel on March 12th. Same month. A couple of weeks from away from each other. I'm recording a special of my last 2 Edinburgh Fringe shows, and you can come and watch me do that. And then you probably end up in the special if you laugh really hard, and that would be entertaining.
Yeah, if you have a weird laugh.
If you've got a weird laugh, then we'll make sure the camera's on you, and then you'll be a star of it. Probably upstage me, if anything. So definitely get your tickets to that. You can follow this podcast at I've Had a Rosé for clips and extra stuff and what have you. And we'll see you again for another episode very soon. Goodbye.